Today is the 7th of May, 2010. I'm at Maplewood Manor in Ballston Spa. My name is Wayne Clark. I'm with the New York State Military Museum out of Saratoga Springs, New York. Sir, for the record, would you please state your full name and date and place of birth, please?
Gerald William Smith. I was born on April 21st, 1946 in the Glens Hospital.
Did you attend school in Glens Falls?
No, a town called Brand Lake, about 30 miles north of there.
All right. Did you graduate from high school?
Graduated from high school, yeah.
What year did you graduate?
1964.
And you went into the service shortly thereafter?
Right.
Did you enlist or were you drafted?
I enlisted.
And you enlisted in the Air Force?
Yeah.
And why did you pick the Air Force?
Well, when the recruiter came to the school, he come over. What I was interested in, one of my hobbies was putting together military aircraft.
Mm-hmm.
As a kid growing up, and I kind of got excited when I saw the uniform.
Had you ever flown before?
Not commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Been up in the seaplane a couple times.
Oh, whereabouts was that?
Up in Long Lake. Used to go up there for softball tournaments.
Oh, yeah.
During the break was between the morning game and the afternoon game. That was kind of my little recreation.
Mm-hmm. And whereabouts did they send you for your basic training?
Lackland Air Force Base, San Antonio, Texas. From there,
Well, was that your first time away from home?
yeah, first Olympic time away from home.
Mm-hmm. What was your training like down at Lackland? It must have been pretty hot down in Texas that time of year.
It was very hot.
Mm-hmm. And how long was your basic training for?
6 weeks. But I think I stayed another extra week.
Mm-hmm. And once you completed your basic, did you go on to a specialty school?
Tech school. Went to tech school up in Amarillo, Texas.
And what did you learn there?
Basically techniques of warehousing. That was my MOS, I guess, for the inventory management specialist.
Mm-hmm. And how long was that school for? Approximately.
I'd say maybe another 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm. And once you completed that school, where did they send you next?
Well, I ended up what they call permanent party in Westover Air Force Base, Massachusetts.
Oh.
It's a SAC base.
Mm-hmm.
SAC, SAC, as in Strategic Air Command.
Yes.
Yeah, I worked out of, they call it Recce Tech, which is just a logo name for 8th Reconnaissance Technical Squadron.
Mm-hmm. And you worked in the warehouse?
Worked in the warehouse, so yeah.
Was it primarily aircraft parts that you worked with?
I'd say aircraft parts.
Mm-hmm. And how long were you in Westover for?
I was discharged there in 1968.
All right. But did you go to Vietnam?
Not actually, no.
Okay.
Most of them only ended up on Kadena Air Base in Okinawa.
Okay. So you were in Okinawa also?
Yeah.
How long were you in Okinawa for?
6 months, I think, about half a year, yeah.
6 months. Did you fly on any missions at all with the unit?
Yeah, the KC-135 straddle tanker.
Mm-hmm. Did you fly into Vietnam at all?
I think we flew over Saigon.
Mm-hmm.
We were snapping pictures a lot of the time for, which I didn't even know,
Mm-hmm.
where to drop Agent Orange,
Okay.
which is at a later day when I was in Texas. I think I got this job through my military clearance, which was top secret. But I worked inside the Dow chemical plant.
Mm-hmm.
About everything masonry, carpentry, destruction and construction.
Mm-hmm.
And in one unit, I was part of a long team, almost like an assembly line, except we were adding, each station had chemicals,
Now this was once you were discharged.
just before I got discharged.
Oh, before you got discharged.
Oh, no, that's right, after I was discharged.
Okay. All right, but
We were making Agent Orange right there.
do you think you were exposed to it at all, like on Okinawa or in any of the aircraft missions you were?
Mm-hmm. It's possible because I was attached to one particular KC-135, which also served as I used to have pictures of it, but I don't now. They had I call it snorkel.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big tube that comes down into the ceiling part of the B-52 bomber, and we had to refuel them in air. B-52s would suck up the gas something bad.
So besides being a warehouseman, you worked helping out on the flight line
In
with
the flight line.
refueling.
And worked with a loadmaster.
Mm-hmm.
Try to distribute the weight along the fuselage in the Bay Area, and put everything on one side. It was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of wished I'd made a career out of it.
All right. After you left Okinawa, you went back to Westover.
Yeah.
And in Westover, did you go back to being a warehouseman?
Yeah, actually, I went out on loan from Atareki Tech 2, base supply. And I was doing the work of a staff sergeant.
Mm-hmm.
I think I probably would have had that rocker do to get out.
Okay. And you got out in 1964, or I mean 1968.
Just one hitch, 4-year hitch, yeah.
Okay. And you were discharged as a sergeant?
No, I was doing sergeant's work with
Okay.
just an airman.
All right. And at that point, did you consider a career in the Air Force?
I was career-minded when I went in. But my dad was dying and
Okay.
I had the driver's license and all that stuff. And mother came first. And my brother was in the Air Force also. One should stay and one should get out.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to stay. I had a job lined up that paid pretty good.
Okay. So you went to work for a chemical company after you got out?
Paying around I paid in gas stations.
Okay. All right. And how long did you do that for?
Well, come out. Late summer '68, I think it was.
All right.
Worked for a year with him till the weather got bad. And I went doing carpentry work, everything from inside paneling to putting the roof on,
Mm-hmm.
top to bottom.
And how long were you a carpenter for?
I did that about a year or two, I think.
Okay. And then where did you work after that?
Had a bad car accident in 1969. So in 1970 I took a job as a bellhop in one of the major hotels in the Northeast, the Sagamore.
Oh, all right.
It turned out pretty, I won't say lucrative, it was just probably more spendthrifty back in those days. Between the tips and the gambling, playing cards, I made out pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And how long did you stay at the Sagamore?
Well, I left at the end of that year and went up north up toward the Plattsburgh area. And continued painting.
Uh-huh.
Back out on the road again. As a car crusher operator, I operated the crusher itself as we crushed cars in different junkyards from Ballston Spa to the north of the Canadian border.
Mm. Did you enjoy that type of work?
Yeah, it was kind of dirty work, but it was interesting.
Mm-hmm. And what did you do after that?
Full-time bartender,
Mm-hmm. Whereabouts did you tend bar?
down in Keysville.
All right. So it sounds like you had quite a wide variety of jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the last job you had done?
While I was building and maintenance
Mm-hmm.
up in Essex County for a restaurant. And then I kind of sprawled out on my own for different homeowners around Scroon Lake, especially the east side of it. They call it the money side.
Mm-hmm.
People have a lot of homes down right on, just about on the lake. The driveways are just about straight down. I can imagine what it was like getting stuff to put in a foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Drilling for water, and sewage. That's probably what cost the most. But I had a brainstorm or idea one day. I knew a couple of owners of different businesses in that area, well, working with one. I said, I bet getting hooked up with some of these Chamber of Commerce people.
Mm-hmm.
Then it just took off. I was so point where I would have to sub it out, but I had to guarantee the homeowner that he'd either get a good paint job and the hedges would get a nice haircut, the lawns would be manicured just right.
Mm-hmm.
And like the people that I had work for me had to guarantee me that that's what this homeowner was going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically my name was on the project. It worked out okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to expand out of that is I could make money and I could save the homeowner something about. I built docks before. I forgot that one. dock builders on Lake George weren't mostly. With the ice going out, if you didn't have a bubbler system, and if you had a dock that you couldn't take out in the fall, basically when you come back in the spring, you probably didn't have a dock.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my next little venture, is the dock work. And I guess I'd probably have to oversee the restaurant, because the guy that owned it was like a big brother to me. And he was my boss. He was also a personal close friend. We did a lot of hunting together.
Uh-huh.
When I lived in Saratoga, I'd go by on the weekends, or even on my week's vacation. I'd go out and help out with the yard work at his house and the restaurant, and 10 bar. And of course, he died of cancer just about the same time I had the stroke.
When did you have your stroke?
I keep saying April of '06. We hadn't hit July yet, I know that. I don't know why I keep saying April, but
Okay. So you've basically been disabled since you had the stroke?
yeah.
And you haven't gotten any help at all from the VA, being that you had been in the military?
Are we on record right now?
I can turn it off if you like.
Young man or woman, if you can't afford to go to college, or you're looking for travel, I'd recommend the military
Mm-hmm.
over and over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
The education you can get is more than you can fathom. I mean, I wished I'd have picked up some college courses when I was in.
Yeah. Yeah, it is definitely, you know, I shouldn't say great, but I mean, you're right, the educational benefits are outstanding. I know even with the National Guard, they offer some wonderful bonuses just for enlisting. And of course, there are always the re-enlistment bonuses too.
You know what they call it, they still call it the VRB? Variable Re-Enlistment Bonus?
Something like that, yeah. But I know with a 6-year commitment in the National Guard, they will pay for a 4-year degree.
Well,
in any of the state schools. So yeah, you're right. It is a great opportunity for somebody that wants to take advantage of it. All right, Jerry, I enjoyed speaking with you and enjoyed the interview. Is there anything else you'd like to add at all?
nice bringing up some memories like that. That's one thing when you come out of service, you know, you're going to get out of it what you put into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like anything in life.
Yeah.
Just sitting there talking about it brings back a lot of memories. Yeah. So there was a bad spot there. We got it straightened out.
Okay. All right, well, thank you for your interview.
Thank you, Dwayne.